Alright, so this will be a little addendum in the beginning because God, I'm fucking nervous. Oh my God. I actually have a different kind of camera setup too, so that's fun. But God, am I nervous for this. Holy fuck. This is 21 tracks. 21 of them. This is insane. This is the track list. This is crazy. God. It is so genuinely insane. And this album came out 7 months after Monarch. And I just reacted to Monarch, and now I'm doing this for the love of the game. God. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous right now. I have 2 bottles of Lipton because I know this album is long. It's like an hour and 36 minutes, something like that. Like, Jesus Christ, the levels of long. So, I'm pulling it up right now. Then I'm gonna pause it as soon as it begins, and then I'm gonna begin the video. But fucking God, man. I'm concerned, man. I'm scared. I really am. Alright. Let's do it. Hello all, welcome back to Winter Does Stuff, where we react to some crazy stuff for the love of the game. Today, we have Vylet Pony's Love and PonyStep. So, last week, from the time that you guys are seeing this and the time that I'm recording this, I recorded my reaction to Monarch of Monsters, and it broke me, and it might be my favorite album of 2024. Almost easily. Either that or it might be tied with my current number 1. Like, it was a genuinely life-changing album, and I couldn't just wait a while for PonyStep. Because, yes, this album is called Love and PonyStep. God, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. This album is called Love and PonyStep. It is 21 tracks, and it is from what I have heard, it is a thematic sequel to Monarch of Monsters. It is the return to Monarch's regular EDM house pop-based material, but continuing on the themes of healing / trauma that Monarch of Monsters led up to during the latter half of that album, or rather the latter quarter, because it was only the last 4 tracks that really dealt with the healing. The first 2, or last third, I would say, because the last 4 tracks were dealing with the healing aspect, and then the first 8 were mind-numbing. In their emotions, not like in a listening way, because Survivor's Guilt easily is probably one of my favorite tracks of 2024. Probably ever, because it's just so damn good. I'm scared for this one, guys. If you can't tell, I'm procrastinating a little bit because this is an hour and 36 minute album running 21 tracks. I am very scared right now because I don't know what to do here, man. I don't know what this album is gonna be like, because that's the thing. I've heard it's so much of a sonic difference than to Monarch, but I've heard its themes are very similar, so it's like I don't know what to expect here. I guess we're just gonna get on into it. We have the full album. Gonna click record on OBS, which should be right here now. Again, I'm using kind of a different setup. Like, it should be like right here for you guys, right now. God, this is a big album. Yeah, I'm kind of scared. Because as I said, like, Monarch of Monsters is genuinely a life-changing album for me. I would not change a single thing about it. Wow, it was a fucking lot. So, let's do it. We start with Angel with a Longshot, also known as the Courier Overture. Let's go.
Does it piss you off when I sound like this? Your anger makes it all worth it.
Hardcore team deathmatch.
Yeah, that's Vylet Pony. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Nice. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this is a classic build. Let's go. Woo! Damn. Okay. Ooh, that's vicious. Damn.
Did you just get here, son? I knew you knew I knew all along.
I wanted to acknowledge this too. I forgot to. There's a lot of features on this album, and this is Jedwell. I have, as I said, I've been in Vylet's community for a couple years now. Well, not a couple. I've been here since I want to say about 2020, thereabout, like 2019, maybe, something along those lines. We're gonna rewind. More than that, because I want to hear this again. And I know that like a ton of features from the, Vylet's community as a whole, not just the pony fandom, but everybody else. So let's hear that again.
I knew all along.
That's Jedwell. That's dirty. Ooh, melodic breakdown. Nice. Nice. Wow, that's a tone shift. That's an energy shift, rather. There it is. The Centipede and Intruder Alert is crazy. Damn. It feels so nice to return to this style after the oppressively heavy stuff that was in Monster. Don't get me wrong, I love that, but...
You're listening to 32.7 The Creek.
Dr. Turtle, in the nature.
Equestria's hottest station, now in Feather Dance's world.
Our whole team at Ear Crush is rocking out to this track.
Call our number at 328 to get a word in.
Freak flow. Why did you crash? The locust reveal.
Huntress, it was a calculated risk.
And here, it's all about the game. And now announcing Lodestar.
These crossroads are all too familiar.
Wow. Whew. Wow, that just goes right into the next one, and it goes right into Lenval's just amazing voice. Wow. That was a lot. What can I even say? That was crazy. And again, as I literally just said, I love the fact that Vylet went as all in as she did with the oppressive, heavy nature of Monarch. And I want to see more material from Vylet in a more rock and metal kind of style, because I think it works really well. I think that she pulls it off quite well. I don't know if I would like her to do the same topics, because that was a lot for me to handle. However, I feel like she does it so well. She always tackles words. Sorry. She always tries to tackle personal stuff. You know, very interpersonal, very heavy emotionally kind of material in her stuff. She's kind of always done that. She's always handled things with a bit of self-awareness and an influence of trauma. While there has been lighthearted stuff in the past, it's always revolved around, like, it's whimsy with a veil of trauma and darkness around it. And that's how it's always kind of been, in my experience, at least, listening from Cutie Marks to now, that I've listened to Vylet's material. And I really kind of want her to almost go in, like, a couple albums, make, like, a super, like, not going into, like, metalcore or deathcore, like, nothing like that, but into an area where it really challenges maybe some of the core audience Vylet has, to really see if they're as into Vylet's material. Because, like, first and foremost, I think Vylet as an artist is a progressive artist. Like, I don't think there's any room to suggest she's anything but. Because Vylet's material has always been just so meticulous and very, very ambitious with its structuring. Each of the project that she's put out, especially the last 5 years, have been very, very ambitious in their structure. Lots of tracks, but always carrying a central theme around the project, whatever it may be. And I really like that. I really like that about her material. I think it's really well done, and it's easily the most appealing thing to me, because I always go into musical projects that have great thematic material, and I think Vylet is a gold mine for thematic material. If you all ever want me to, you know, look back at some of Vylet's material before the Cutie Marks era, I would love to do that, because there's a lot of that material that I actually haven't listened to, you know, analyze it, to go through it like this, to react to it. But now we get to, there are 4 numbered chapters in this album. And they all feature Lenval Brown, of all people, who, that man's voice is just so, it's ear candy. It really is. So if I look like like I'm just sitting here like this, listening to his voice, I'm sorry. But God. And yeah, that ending was crazy. There was just so much packed into that track. And it's such a stark contrast from the harrowing, heavy, oppressive nature of Monarch of Monsters. And now we go into this. So, forgive my yawning. It is late at night. So here we go. I'm going to rewind about 10 seconds here. And then we can get into Chapter 1 SVU-AS Heartbreak Intro.
And here it's all about the game. And now announcing Lodestar.
These crossroads are all too familiar, aren't they? Top 5 videos. Twixt the ethereal paranoia and the sear of reality, we kneel at the plateau of 2 fractured halves. This weight is our own. We knew better. Alicorns should know better.
Fuck, man, all these theatrics. Where are you whenever shit's actually happening? Like, we're so screwed. This is what I deserve. It's like fate or whatever.
I'm always here, but in desperation, you perceive me more profoundly. We've been needing to shake things up in our worldviews. I definitely think so. What have we got to lose now?
I mean, you're right about that. I don't have anything to lose. Like, I'm just gonna get fucked, man. Nothing matters.
Right, because that has always worked. Vid, you can't just quickscope all of your problems away.
Oh.
Not again.
Oh, man. Fucking watch me. Good chat. I got shit to do.
The hard way is still a way. Suppose then that this is the way. Let the music never stop. No.
Wow. That was interesting. So I know that top 5 and let me hold on. So Vylet's lore has gotten very extensive, and Dubstep, Growl, and Top 5 are 2 of the main characters in like the Vylet Pony universe. I don't know exactly where they come from, but I know that Top 5 is the representative of is the more emotional part of Vylet herself, and it's really interesting. I'm actually going to rewind that whole thing back, because that was...
It was a calculated risk.
And here it's
I'm
all about
going
the
to rewind
game.
this whole thing back, because I want
And
to...
now announcing Lodestar.
These crossroads are all too familiar, aren't they? Top 5 videos. Twixt the ethereal paranoia and the sear of reality, we kneel at the plateau of 2 fractured halves. This weight is our own. We knew better. Alicorns should know better.
Fuck, man, all these theatrics. Where are you whenever shit's actually happening? Like, we're so screwed. This is what I deserve. It's like fate or whatever.
I'm always here, but in desperation, you perceive me more profoundly. We've been needing to shake things up in our worldviews. I definitely think so. What have we got to lose now?
I mean, you're right about that. I don't have anything to lose. Like, I'm just gonna get fucked, man. Nothing matters.
Right, because that has always worked. Vid, you can't just quickscope all of your problems away.
Oh.
Not again.
Oh, man. Fucking watch me. Good chat. I got shit to do.
The hard way is still a way. Suppose then that this is the way. Let the music never stop. No.
That's so interesting. Introducing Lenval's character as this sort of mediator. It's interesting because last album ended with... Because I know that album has a singular story attached to it. It's an allegory for a lot of trauma. So, like, Monarch of Monsters is a self-contained story. But from what I've heard, this album is extracting, like, it's taking away the allegory and returning things back to the actual traumatic material that actually happened and carrying on that narrative into self-fulfillment, self-realization, you know, a sense of coming back and healing and returning to a sense of self. So it's interesting that last album ended with the Lamb, Aria, returning to, or at least I believe that's her name, returning with Violet Cypress, the character, into the empty room with empty friends. And that took place in like a sort of office, I believe, like a liminal space on the edges of reality. And it's interesting that we come here and it talks about, hold on, we know that the plateau of two fractured halves, and we know that in Monarch of Monsters, at least the narrative part was about Violet Cypress, the character, abandoning her old body, the broken body that was, into returning to the world under Aria's guidance in a new body, but one that felt fundamentally not hers. And it's interesting that we get this kind of material in an album that strips away the allegory, in an album that strips away the fictional aspect of it, while maintaining a sense of mysticism and allegory on its own, just from this. Like, again, this is a first reaction, I'm just putting my thoughts out there. It's super interesting that this album was, at least it was expressed to me, that it stripped away the allegory. I have no idea if, because I do know that chapter 14 I have the track list. I only have the track list, and I'm getting like my thoughts and assumptions from that and what I've heard so far. There is the track 14, that is chapter 3, Dear Aria, I Love Myself, which is a direct callback to the Lamb character from Monarch. And that's a name also that's been used in Vylet projects before, and I don't know exactly where it comes from. So I'm interested to see how that track in particular pans out. But yeah, this is crazy. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. We are 2 tracks in, and we're just about 24 minutes in. And I know that a little bit of that was, you know, my intro recording. But yeah, just I think there's going to be a lot more for me to dive in with here, lore-wise, because I have been researching up my Vylet lore. So let's do it. This next one is My Love is a Quickscope, which was a single, and I listened to it day one. So let's go, baby. Yeah.
One shot, one kill, fucker
It's so different tonally. The guitar.
Deadly force is authorized.
My love is like
It's all about the game.
don't have regrets, control this rest. I am a bitch and I'm hard to get. 5088, get the fuck out my way. Honestly, little bitch wouldn't jump on that nade. Right now, I don't care about the
It's so much.
I don't care
What's interesting about this intro is that it's oddly similar to Play Dead in the aspect that it doesn't care about the vibe that it gives off. They're two fundamentally different tracks thematically, but it's like, it's almost like they're inverted thematically, but they have the same conceptual feeling. I think that's the right word I'm trying to get at. Like, they're very fuck around and find out tracks, and I really like that about them. I think that's such a unique way to craft a thematic sequel, because that's what this album is. As I said, this is a thematic sequel to Monarch of Monsters, and I think that doing this kind of a thing, like duplicating the fuck around and find out aspect of track 2 of the last one with what is technically song 2, not track 2, this is track 3, but song 2 of this album. I really like that thematic connection there. I really like just the way that they did that. So, rewind 10 seconds. Bitch wouldn't jump on that nade. Such a good line, by the way. Love that line too. I just dropped the 25 and I'm calling it in. Only one of us when I'm pulling the pin. Back the gentleman's rule, I only play to win. This one's for the girls, let their records spin. You really think you don't know what this means to me. Bullet casings, fairy seeds, spreading leaves. You will see, what I she like she's tearing me from the make-believe. Speaking evenly until you never catch the feeling. And I don't wanna be a father, I don't wanna be a father, but it makes me feel so hard. Do you even wanna know me? Do you even wanna know me? I'm really so okay, so wow, the sheer difference in Like, as I said, thematic sequel, blah, 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 word vomit. But I love the shift in confidence. Monarch of Monsters, yeah, was a very... It was an album dripping in self-loathing and low self-esteem and low confidence from the narrative perspective. And that led to that very aggressive, oppressive, crushingly claustrophobic kind of atmosphere. And this is so different because it represents an almost devil-may-care level of confidence. I almost don't want to even call it confidence. It's more like it's just a general devil-may-care attitude. It's like coming out of a traumatic experience not fully right with the world. Like, you're not happy, but you're not steeped in that isolation, that brokenness. You're just kind of numb, and it's like, alright, world, just kind of fuck around and find out, because I'm here, and I'm here to be here, but I don't really know what I am now that I've gone through this horrific ordeal in my life. I went through a period like that very shortly after the events that I touched on in the Monarch video that happened in the last quarter of 2023. September, October, November, and December of that year were really just devil-may-care parts of my life where I was... Like, I presented myself as a very happy person, but on the inside, I was just kind of going through the motions and kind of feeling out what it meant to be a regular person again, because I had suffered something so traumatic and was dealing with that for several months. And then I came out of it and was living with my aunt and uncle at the time, and I had to kind of say to myself, I can't wallow in this anymore, so what can I do? So I just kind of developed, at least for a time, a real harsh, numb, fuck around and find out personality. And it was very similar to that, where it was just like, you vibe with me? Cool, we vibe. But if you don't fuck with me, I'm gonna just go off on you and destroy you. And it's that I really connect with that track as a single, because I think it's a perfect single for the album, by the way. I think that was the tone setter for this. It's still embedded in the traumatic themes. It's still embedded in the anger and the isolation, specifically, that clouded a lot of Monarch, but it is a lighter form of that fuck around and find out. And I presume that through the rest of this track list, we're going to get a lot more of the actual healing that comes after that point. I'm sorry that we are 34 minutes in and only on track 4 out of 21. We are going to be here a long time, guys. Alright, let's go into Dual-Headed Hydranoid. Let's go.
We're being dominated. Go on the aggression.
Up in the bony, bring out the juicer. Up in the bony, bring out the juicer. Up in the bony, bring out the juicer. Dummy, so
Erotica sound effects.
Yeah, you don't see the bottom till you hit it. Thinks you're tired, that shit ain't fitted. Broken bitch, broken heart. Oh, my code is in a minute. Bouncing on that Betty, packing sir just hold me steady. Hop in the pony, sacrifice. Are you ready? Double-headed Hydranoid, double face, paranoid. Push me down and flip a coin. I'm your master, I'm your toy. Killing my life, so sacrifice, taking the sights, yeah. Double kill, side. Earthless on that ride.
Up in the bony, bring out the juicer. Up in the bony, bring out the juicer. Up in the bony, bring out the juicer. Dummy, so this is the way.
Versace, there's plenty that watch me when I'm going crazy. E4, E5, pound up my alley, I'm taking Taking the tallest in paradise alley. Versace, but this head on me like I'll do your mom. Turning the step
Do it, your mom!
letting you down and I don't give a shit. Put the bitch in bed. 1 trillion G's, gonna drop the feds. ACAB, put that B in a shed. Faggot with a gap.
Eat some lead, yeah.
Nice with the Nami feature there. This is crazy.
Dummies, so this is the way. Hop in the Vylet pony, getting the Quickscope. Hop in the Vylet pony, playing with the boss.
I'm on top of my shit when I'm at the lowest. Something about the game, maybe I should know this. But I'm hot like Pyrus and crunk like Tybris. So great and powerful, we got magic inside us. Blue-headed Hydranoid, this one's not for the boys. Ring the chord and lay it up, just to heck you with these six. So just take a hop in, for the dance on your sins. Every single hit spins, break a neck and a grin. Where do you think that I've been, bitch? Pop the pony in.
Damn.
Do it for the win. Pop the pony.
This track is a lot. We're gonna probably rewind the whole thing.
Calculated, fuck your bitch and juice it out, this game is rated.
Damn.
Every taste, every cell, favorite race, fucking grace. Try it out, babe. Put a stomp in that rainbow, babe. I don't give a fuck by the shade. Silly boys, I'm floaty, bro.
Damn.
Masquerade on that ball, 328 on that thrall. Pouring shots in the hall, I fuck your red and that's all. Hop in the lobby, I'm not taking pictures, I'm calling your mommy. Put you inside at 100% in the biz, cause we're still modern talking.
Yeah, dude. This is another scathing one.
Dummies, so this is the way. Hop in the pony, bring out the juicer. Hop in the pony, bring out the juicer. Hop in the pony, bring out the juicer. Dummies, so this is the way.
God. That was a lot. Like, wow. Wow. I just... Like, this is... Wow. I just... There's a lot in this track. I'm reading through the lyrics again, and it's like... That second verse in particular is so scathing. Like, that... Just from Versace and onward. Like, that's something that I've never really seen people talk about with some of Vylet's material, is like her ability to create such a unique flow with words is really impressive. Like, not just lyrical flow like this, melodic flow like in Monarch, but lyrical flow as well. She's really good at rapping. And this track did it fucking justice. Verse 3 is where I was really impressed with her inflection and in the words. Like, I was really impressed with verses 1 and 2 in her flow, because like Versace at this point, watch me when I'm going flat. Like, I can't go that fast. I just tried there, but like, that is so visceral that it needs that speed, that choppiness, that flow. And then verse 3 is more low and kind of gritty with the voice. It doesn't have the top 5 filter, but I really, loved this. Like, this oh no, that was verse 4, sorry. But yeah, God, I really liked that one. That one was really good. Alright, let us continue on to Worst Rave Ever. And I love the way that's pronounced. So, rewind 10 seconds.
U3 Productions presents a Lucario Pictures original movie.
Hardcore, search and destroy.
Sleeping in the finest beds in Equestria. AJD and some raised by that flame.
Okay.
And it's not that serious. It's not that serious. And the best shit really makes you wince. You can still fuck it up at the worst rate ever. Worst rate ever. Worst rate ever. You can shake that tail at the worst rate ever and ever and ever. You can get down low at the worst rate ever. Worst rate ever. You can be like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
Ooh. Okay. Damn.
Rest in peace, musicians of Ponyville.
That's crazy.
Every pony get crunk, so the boy needs a bag, wanna buy. I don't wanna waste my time. I don't wanna waste my time with the straight guys. I'm getting a call, it's your ex-girl, and she want it all. And I got bits on bits, I'll take your bitch to the mall.
Crazy.
Corn on the floor, say what? Pony up, bitch, pony up. If you're not up to get down, you can stick to the boys when we hit the town. I've been popping bottles, put some sparkles on my mouth.
Ooh.
Did you seriously just do that? You can still fuck it up at the worst rate ever. Worst rate ever. Worst rate ever. You can shake that tail at the worst rate ever and ever and ever. You can get down low at the worst rate ever. Worst rate ever. You can be like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
This post-chorus is dirty, bro.
It's all about the game. I have a bomb.
The master toy. Ooh.
She don't want an alicorn girlfriend. Her loss, her loss. Little trapped on the main street. Running kinda loud, come and see me. Magic bitch like Trixie. First you gotta get me tipsy. She want me to sign the plank. I'm flattered, babe. Bitch better go call that bank. She don't know I'm a fiend on the thing. Just asked her, ask her what she want. Here's what she said. She want videos, videos, videos on the top. You can still fuck it up at the worst rate ever. Worst
Interesting.
rate ever. Worst rate ever. You can shake that tail at the worst rate ever and ever and ever. You can get down low at the worst rate ever. Worst rate ever. You can be like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
That actually happened to a treacherous friend of mine.
So we already extra happy.
Our whole team at Ear Crush is rocking out to this track.
This is an interesting one because it talks about, wow, it's really interesting because a lot about these first 5 tracks, at least the songs themselves, not the, I mean, even the Heartbreak intro is about someone who's gone through heartbreak, and is kind of just indulging in a negative way in everything that they can to escape the feeling of being in that trauma. And I know what that's like. Throughout my break that my little break that I've had before coming back with these 2 videos, and the rest of the album reaction list before I return to the regularly scheduled content on this channel. And then it's probably going to happen next year, and then we do the things here. I was just indulging in a lot of my special interests because I just about guarantee that I'm neurodivergent, but doctors won't prove that. But it's interesting because I was going through a little period where it was like I was trying to process a lot of traumatic stuff, and that led me to take a bit of a backseat in terms of content on this channel. I feel like the last few months have been the least I've uploaded on this channel probably ever since March of 2023, where I took a long break. Like, I took a whole month off, and I have barely posted on this channel besides like Winter Duck stuff, reactions here and there, and now I'm getting back into it. But during that little bit of time, I've been indulging in literally everything I can think of to try to distract myself from going too deep into that trauma. You know, Doom Eternal. I played that entire game, you know, on Nightmare mode. And it was my first time doing so, and it's now become one of my favorite games ever, and I play it still all the time. Final Fantasy Rebirth, I 100%ed that game within like 2 weeks, because I was just... I needed an excuse, and I used my trauma that I was sifting through at the time as an excuse to just have fun where just the worst shit was in my mind. And I really think that's what these first few tracks have been exemplary of. It's about going through trauma, finding numbness, and doing literally anything you can to escape the numbness. Even going so far as to go to the worst rave ever, where it's filthy, it's dirty, it's bumfuck nowhere, but it's an excuse to have fun. It's an excuse to indulge. And I love that, because that perfectly mirrors the response a lot of people have towards trauma. And it's very interesting that that shows up in what essentially is a track that's just an excuse to make a party banger. And it is. It's a fun song, but that's what I love about Vylet's music. While there may be excuses to make specific genres of tracks, Monarch of Monsters was an excuse to make a progressive rock noise album. It's still filled with such thematically poignant material that honestly a lot more people need to hear. And that's why I love that Vylet has effectively blown up because of Monarch. So yeah, let's move on to track 6, great track by the way, into Falling in Love with a Corporate Illustration, which is a crazy title. Let's go. Crazy drop there, by the way. Erica, rest in peace.
It is garbage, trash. It's so bad.
Rest in peace, the GOAT. Damn, man. Wow.
Here's what the experts are saying.
Copyright law killed my sister, okay?
Copyright infringement.
Prepare to be boarded.
I'll take everything you spit out. My own machination. Coming to a sinking. Nobody's gonna miss it. They appropriated this way the treasure. Plundering their archaic measures. Fall in love with a corporal bitch so you can take everything from its corpse and split it, yeah.
Shotgun blades right through. Got the blood come over you. And when you find me through, it'll be as you hold on to. One night is all I ask. Show me everything in the bag. One man shouldn't have all that. We can take it all away like that. Oh!
Damn! Damn, dude. This is so much fun. This is such a weird drop, but I love it. Wow. This is a crazy track. This is one of the longer ones, no?
So why do I feel bitter to be happy?
'Cause I feel bitter to be happy. 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 'Cause I f
Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Damn, okay. Just gonna build me up with the hype and to drop and just put me down again. Oh. Holy fuck. That bridge. I don't like that. I don't like how fast that came in. I don't like how sudden that was. What the fuck? I've listened to the altar, paid my dues, no I won't save her. She was a nightmare felt by waking. So why do I feel bitter to be happy? And that was something that I learned during that time too. In that later portion of 2023, it was I used my anger that I directed towards other people to feel a sense of pride and feel a sense of I can feel again, you know, feel that just anything but it was also not just feeling bitter to go to being happiness, but it was also a lot of bitterness at myself anytime I was happy at all. Wow. That came out of fucking nowhere. In the middle of easily the most hyped track on the album so far. Wow. Rude. Just gonna say that. Rude. To interrupt my vibing like that. Fuck you, Vylet. Just kidding. No. Love you. Love you stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna rewind that whole thing back and probably shed a tear or two. God.
She was a nightmare felt by waking. So why do I feel bitter to be happy?
Production is so clean. That's crazy. Wow. Wow, interesting. that, I mean, it continues on that theme that I talked about, the indulgence and the almost isolated feeling that comes with that, because you get sucked in to the indulgence so much. There's a feeling of there's a feeling of being at home that comes with the indulgence, and that just leads to more of it. And this track is more of the technological side of things, or even, like, I'm attributing it to technology, because so much of media nowadays is put out by corporates just to make a profit for themselves, and they're illustrating an art piece for you that is meant to get you into them, make you fall in love with it, and then buy more of their material as it goes out. And that's just the way it goes. That's consumerism. That's America for you. But it's also dangerous, because there's a sense of dependency now, as the virtual world has gone so far compared to what it used to be. Hell, you're watching a video right now, aren't you? But it's gone so far as to be so much more filtered, and it's scary to be on platforms like YouTube, for instance, which is now becoming more scarily accurate with its algorithm. It's feeding you things that are for you specifically, time and time and time again. It's using that same algorithm that TikTok has, which is arguably even more scary, at least to me, because it's short form content, lack of attention span. Wow, that came out of nowhere. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm getting. Like, there's a sense of soullessness in media nowadays. I mean, there always has been, but I think it's just become a lot more... It's become a lot more center stage, because there's so much more corporate than we've ever dealt with before. So many companies are becoming upwards of 100 billionaires in their efforts, and it's scary to live in a world where there can be marginalized communities, and then all of a sudden this big old corporation is upwards of reaching over $1 trillion in worth. You know, it's scary. And it's not just one company, it's multiple. So, yeah, there's something so innocuously eerie about the title of falling in love with a corporate illustration, because it's what people do all the time. We fall in love with TV shows, with media, with games, with books, but it's all part of the plan, and I'm helping feed into it by creating a video on this channel. If you're feeding it, drop a comment below. Anyway, let us move on to track 7. I'm gonna, by the way, I always put a marker near my favorite tracks so far, and they are, of course, Love is a Quickscope, Dual-Headed Hydranoid, and Falling in Love. Those are my 3 favorite tracks so far. Next, we've got Wonka x Howl, which, let's go.
Baby, I've got something on my mind. I don't really miss you anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah, love stories write themselves. I'ma bet you for what? It's beauty in the fables, on the tops of every table. Sometimes it gets me good.
Whoa, hey guys.
Ooh.
That the world is a garden. It's all you're my everything. It's all you're my everything. 'Cause we are never ever going back. Don't
Is that a Never Getting Back Together reference?
It's all I have. 'Cause I wouldn't know what to do.
Ooh.
Guys gotta kiss too. When you think it's silly and it's really not, you can find faith in the hearts of skies. All together and what you got, story of my life.
I love that metaphor. When you think it's silly and it's really not, you could find faith in the heart's hopscotch. That's a crazy line. That's a crazy line. I love that. I love the childish symbolism behind that. That's beautiful. That's really good writing. I'm gonna rewind that.
Going back, don't take this from me. Some days it's all
That's amazing.
I have. 'Cause I wouldn't know what to do. 'Cause the guys gotta kiss too. When you think it's silly and it's really not, you can find faith in the hearts of stars.
That's a beautiful line.
Story of my life.
It's about playing the game. Because at the end of the day, Calhoun, it's all about the
I've been drunk, I've been late, I've been loved before. It really isn't all that. It's killer shit, you need it like bitch, my god.
gays are good at drama.
Set 'em up.
Nice.
Update. What is my desire? Is it him, is it he, or who will it be this time? Ooh, we could have the castle and Wonka wear the hat, and they could have size to match. And I could be the player and I could play the game. Bitch, I'm fine, no scratch.
This scary girl isn't in it for the fame. This scary girl doesn't got her head in the game.
'Cause I wouldn't know.
Ah, that chorus comes in swinging.
'Cause the guys gotta kiss too. When you think it's silly and it's really not, you can find faith in the hearts of skies. Put it all together and what you got, story of my life.
The Susie laugh! Was that? No! That was not the Susie laugh.
Story of my life.
Yo, Deltarune reference and Violet Pony. We wild in today.
You know, to me, it's all music and you know, it's all one expression and it all has different names. Purely fucking gangster radio.
Waking up on a
That was a bunch of Toby Fox.
drink again. I think you and my friends should hang out on the weekend. How do you make real friends when you're out of class and the workday ends? I found myself googling, what do people do all day? 'Cause I wouldn't know what to do.
Oh, that's such smart writing. Because the verses talk about what's happening before this bridge, and then the end of the bridge goes thematically and lyrically into the chorus. Because it ends with, like, I found myself Googling what do people do all day, and then the chorus starts with, because I wouldn't know what to do. That's such smart writing. And I was actually wondering why that starts that way, because the other verses don't really create that. Wow, again, smart writing, bro. So good.
I'm googling, what do people do all day? 'Cause I
The Noel sounds and then Susie. Very nice.
'cause the guys gotta kiss
like that it uses Susie with, you know, the theme of this having Scary Girl. Yeah. Yeah. And this actually also talks about another piece of indulgence. And it's one that I am very much what's the word? A follower of, what's the word? Not a victim of. I'm trying to say I do it a lot. And that is projecting feelings onto fictional characters. I am a writer in my spare time. For those of you who are new to my community through the Vylet reactions, I hope you do stay here. I'm not going to always cover Vylet's material, of course, because there's only so much I can do. I do a fuck lot of this on this channel and my other channel, Reminiscent Industries, but I'm a writer, and I have a little series called The Fall, and the entire basis for the characters in that story have been trauma is the greatest form of character development, because I feel like that's the best way to develop characters in a story, have them go through some wild shit, learn from it, and then come out better or worse because of it. And that has the placing and projecting feelings onto them has been the basis for a lot of my community. And especially those characters in that story has been really where I've been focusing a lot of my time and trying to just rip emotion out of people, whether that's positive or negative, from those characters. And yeah, it's crazy that this album talks, or this track rather, talks about that in such a way, like, it almost explores the isolated nature of when an individual does it to other fictional characters, because I'm a victim of this. Like, I'm someone who does this all the time. If you watch my Undertale and Deltarune playthroughs, especially my Deltarune Chapter 3 playthrough that just came out, Deltarune Chapter 4 playthrough coming decently soon, by the way. That was just a lot of emotion from me, especially the last 10 minutes or so. Because Des is a character that I identify with, even though we know so very little about her. I have been of the theory that Des is the knight, and I'm still pretty sure that I'm very correct after playing Chapter 4. I still think it's her. Carol is a red herring. But I know that I'm someone who does that a lot. And it's like, and especially because I'm a content creator and someone who, you know, records their gameplay and posts that as content, I do that all on my own. And my father never comes in and interacts with me and interacts with the game itself. So this in particular is a track that connects to me emotionally, because I do know the loneliness of projecting feelings onto fictional characters. It's very good stuff, and you know, having the Toby Fox sound bites, you know, Susie's laugh is a perfect thing, because Deltarune is such a good game when it comes to ripping emotions out of you with its characters. It's just such good writing that it just inherently is able to do that. Alright. We are an hour and 16 minutes into this, and we are a third of the way through the album. This is insane. We're on to Chapter 2 with XPR 50. It's all about the game.
The sharp pangs of Overture overindulgence splinter your very being, Vid. Even when you're in the moment, there is no endearment or joy in your excursions. You crave for a sincere, candid love, which is not reciprocated against this florid heart. We both know this. We overflow with this love, with nowhere to put it. And now, it is not dissimilar from when Dub was still...
I look like shit right now, dude.
Yeah, man. Totally shit. But I wasn't going to say it. That one, you didn't need me for.
Do I, need you for anything? Because, right now, you're being a killjoy.
You do. And, to be honest, there is very little joy to kill at all right now. Self-preservation is always necessary. You feel like shit. Naturally, you don't want to feel like shit.
I don't...
It's an equation.
I don't, really do equations, though, dude.
Lid. Gwyneth.
Oh, my God.
All of this is the game. It's all about the game. The game is all about the players. To play, you have to remember yourself. And you can start by wiping yourself off. Take a shower. Get sober. And...
Alright, I'm what? Stop letting that Lillibird bitch hit.
It is a confusing time for us. We both know the projection doesn't make it any less confusing. In order
okay, you know what? Tough shit, man. We've got a date. A prom even. So, peace.
Very few rounds remain in the magazine of the proverbial sniper rifle. Precision jackets of lead alloy sparkle in their nest, awaiting their targets. But a sniper with no targets and a sniper with no rounds left can make no trick shots. And when it's all about the game, switching to your sidearm isn't actually faster. Truly, a woman must polish a weapon to see a reflection first. Then, try again.
Wow. There's so much here. I've got a lot to talk about. So, it seems that Dub and Top 5. It's so interesting. Again, we're gonna call back to Monarch of Monsters here because, again, the ending was with Aria the Lamb helping Cypress find herself, and they went to the empty room with empty friends. And the vigil was for Aria, who I assume, because of the multiple friends in that room, had done this before. And it's so interesting that now we go into this album where there are these two characters who, Dub and Top 5. Because Aria has to come into play somehow. I'm trying to analyze and read between the lines and get to the twist before it happens. But there's something happening with Dub and Top 5. And for some reason, Lodestar is an interesting character because I feel like he is Top 5 subconscious. He's not an actual a physical entity, is he? Because he said in chapter 1, he mentioned that I'm always here, but in desperation you perceive me more profoundly. But I don't know what that means for for this character. Because, like, he is a character, definitely. I mean, you got fucking Lenval Brown voicing him. Like, that's enough for him to be a character in my book. But it's like, what is he? What is Lodestar? And what's his role in this? What is Lodestar in relevance to dub and top 5? I want to know that, but I don't think it's explained, is it? Let me go back to Heartbreak intro for a moment. Yeah, it's not explained what Lodestar is. What is he? I'm trying to think of what he could be in terms of the story that's being built here. I just don't know. I just don't know. We're gonna keep going. We actually have the second single off the album, entitled Webpunk. I actually didn't hear this one, so this will be a new experience for me. Let's go.
The magic isn't dead quite yet. The spirit is forever, even if they don't like it. Needle in a haystack, cut the bitch up. Bruises and scrapes make that podcast boy. Shut
that. This goes hard.
Bring out the juicer to sing about a happy life.
If he's got a suitcase, make him walk the plank. If he leaves a trace, step back because we're gonna party on the grave of a CEO. Yeah, kiss me over fat, please download that. Revolution in a zip file, baby. Take it all back from the net, oh baby. Plant seed, retry, then do it again. Copy, paste, archive, and send it your friends.
What is this TikTok-ass melody? Isn't the song, not the app?
Baby, you know everything they can't stand. These beats could kill, so strike up the band. Booty rocking right on top of their land. Shake that.
And it's all so arbitrary, taking back the ordinary, replant the old oak library.
That's like, it's fun. We're gonna party on the grave of a CEO. Yeah, kiss me over fast, please download that. Revolution in a zip file, baby. Take it all back from the net, oh baby.
That's a crazy line.
Piracy sometimes is necessary for temporary.
Etiquette again.
Sometimes you legit just don't have the money.
There's an internet sickness that came from the shore. Guess somebody's gotta be a corporate whore. I don't know where to start, but I know where we end. The sound of revolutions and the magic of friends.
Yo, that was sick. That was a sick drop. Ooh, both of them. What's this line? This is a hype one. I like this.
Do you want to hop on this next one? Alright, let's do it.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, this... Yeah, not TikTok, by the way. Not Kesha. This is Katy Perry. this is literally California Girls. But it's interesting because it doesn't seem to be about because it mentioned in that chapter 2 that there was like a prom happening, so maybe this is like the getting ready for it, maybe like getting the music for it, because it's about piracy, and like this track, it's very clearly about piracy. But it's interesting because I don't know where that fits thematically with the story of the album, and maybe it doesn't have to, maybe not every track has to fit. Interesting. Yeah, we got Neko in this one, and then Shelly the Android Lobster is in this next track, which this title is crazy. This is Peace Love Glalie, and in 2009 somebody stole my ancient Mew card, which is a crazy title. So that was a good one. I wouldn't say it's the best on the album. And also, this is like a 3-movement song, or a two movement song. So we getting a bit proggy. We getting a bit proggy with this one. Let's go.
You know, gaming's
The fall. Yeah, baby. Shelly, do you want to hop on this next one? Alright, let's do it.
You know what gaming's really about, Brian?
Okay.
It's all about the game.
Be advised, hostiles have captured our flag.
Our music never stops. No.
Why is Miku here? What? Huh? Wait. What? That's actually Hatsune Miku. What the fuck? What? It's actually Miku? Huh? What? What are we doing here? What? It's in the... Huh? What is Hatsune Miku doing here, man? This is crazy. That's the one collab I never thought would happen. Like, I know it's not a collab. I know that Miku is a Vocaloid. But Miku? Are you kidding, Vylet?
Alright, let's do it.
Let's rewind that, because, wow.
You know what gaming's really about, Brian? It's all about the game.
Be advised, hostiles have captured our flag.
This is crazy. This is cool.
PokemonFanClub.web.com forever.
Shelly. Getting proggy. And a key change? Whoa! As heavy waves thrash my smile, every paradise found. Crazy. This is a favorite. When one held toward the space between, orchestrating and tangling, void every obstruction, left just pierced waves. Yeah, I loved that track. Does that go into slow dance? I think it does. Okay, that does. Wow, that was crazy. Number 1, Miku. I'm sorry, I can't get over that. Using Miku on a track is crazy. And like this song is interesting because this song is really this song is very much about nostalgia and wanting it back. The good times that you had when you were younger. And I am very much a person who lives and breathes nostalgia. My favorite game of all time, I'll bring it over here from my little collection, is this baby. Because I don't think any single thing can rival the nostalgic power that this beast right here has. Kingdom Hearts 2 has always been my favorite game of all time, and it's specifically because it was a time where I was dealing with so much pain in my life and so much trauma and so many things that happened literally all at once. My parents divorcing, moving to another place, and then going into school, and it was just a lot of fucked shit. And this game, during a time in my life where nothing was certain, where nothing could be worse, this game helped me out of it. And ironically, my other favorite game of all time, which is tied with this one, Borderlands 2, that was during a phase of relatively the same nature, but I was just a few years older. So it's so interesting to think of the nostalgia factor I have for my favorite games of all time, because those times were not good. But it was the experiences I had with those games while in that not good that makes them so profound to me. It was the experience of playing a silly little Final Fantasy Disney game that made the darkness just go away for a while. And that's why those games have such significant impacts on me. Because there's just a level of emotion that I have attached to them. And many other things too. I've got so much right there that's just nostalgia, just for nostalgia's sake. Fucking Minecraft story mode is over there. And it's because I was going through so much hard stuff at the time that I was playing those. And nostalgia is a powerful thing. It's a drug. It's so effective at what it is. And I love it for that. But it's also harmful, because nostalgia can be a clutch. Or a crutch. Sorry. And there's a danger to that. You can dive very deeply into the nostalgia, too deeply, and just lose yourself in it, which I'm actually making some music about that myself, in a project that you guys will hear about decently soon. But anyway, okay, now we have the slow dance. I've heard this is some people's favorite track on the record, so yeah, let's do it. Let's rewind about 20 seconds. But yeah, I just wanted to show that, because also the greatest hits version, so It's really cool. I'm a cool person, I swear. We're about 40 minutes into the album, and an hour and 42 minutes into this video, so 55 to go. Let's do it, the slow dance. Lovely guitar, by the way.
Between our jaded eyes, we're undone together as our breath now intertwines. The threads we strung untethered.
Wow.
And I feel so just to hold you till day breaks our only dance. No, this isn't forever, but forever's in your eyes. Those tight lines of life just behind. Where once I believed in true love, lays the nest of digital dust. And at once this will all be over.
Fox reference.
Nothing matters till you tell. Reality's under your spell. In true love, I realize be okay.
Wow. Person that's been good with connection. So much so that over the last year or so, I've decided, to firmly discover myself more, and I realized that except for in rare instances, I found that I'm aromantic. And that's greatly contrasted with the fact that be it because of my trauma or my upbringing or what have you, my extreme lack of social interaction at such a young age, sheltering by people who didn't actually love me, that resulted in a severe case of hypersexuality. And as you can imagine, hypersexuality mixed with being a romantic is not a great thing when you're a human being trying to live in a world that's all about connections. And it's something that over this last year I've greatly struggled with, because I find it so hard to live in a world where it's so hard to find connection in general, and being the way I am, I feel ashamed every time I try to make a connection, and then my mind immediately goes to, is this a person? And this song has reminded me of all the times that I've tried to form a connection with somebody, a deep, meaningful, true, real connection. And it hasn't worked. Because it never does. Because I've realized that I'm toxic for them, or that I do something I regret, or say something, or it's hard. It's very hard to find connection. And that in the chorus line, where I once believed in true love, I realized it don't matter, because one day it will all be over and you'll still be okay. I'm sorry for fucking doing that. Oh my god. It was probably annoying, and you probably already skipped ahead, so what the fuck. Alright. That was the best track on the record. Easily. Alright. On to Comet Catcher and the Reek Fish. This one is featuring Adrian Lenker, I believe. Where it has a sample from Adrian Lenker. Fuck.
If you've had enough of that, like those experiences happen where, you know, you feel like, oh, something's wrong with me, or
Perimeter failed. Bringing you home.
I feel like mending that, like unifying the parts of myself has been like a huge thing. Bringing in these other parts of me that I have actually like, that I rejected, and like bringing them back in and being like, no, like, you're okay.
They say the war is over. My war ends with you.
In the nest we had laid, our innocence marred. You watch from the mirror as we make love to the stars. Phantom, now hear me. Oh, first
harmony is beautiful.
Whoa.
Okay, are you recording?
Is that a clean version of the Play Dead riff?
Break this.
Oh! I swear that was part of the Play Dead room, to be honest. That's part of Pest. No? Whoa.
And like, you know, up until that point was just like really beating myself up all the time about a lot of stuff. And allowing other people to do it too.
Whoa. Okay. Right into lightning bolt. Hold on. Wait. Ooh, that guitar? Synth guitar.
Franco! Sergeant of the Master Sergeant, most important person of Extreme Sergeant to the left.
It's another one.
interesting. Come on, give me a good one.
It's another one.
Jeez, some of this stuff is wacky. Yeah. Wow. These last two tracks have been... These last three have been a narrative arc. Where the slow dance was... Vylet and Lulamoon, I believe, right? Hold on. Characters. Yeah, Top 10 and Lulamoon are at the very end of their relationship at the prom, and Comet Catcher and Lightning Bolt are... Yeah, Comet Catcher is the breakup, and Lightning Bolt is the mental... despair that comes with that prospect of I've been in this for so long, where do I go from here? That was phenomenal. That was so well articulated. The aggression of Lightning Bolt really feeded into what it was about. And it's interesting that it comes after it seems that that Vid has come out of the relationship with Dub as well. Like, they've been getting overdubbed, so there was the rebound in Lulamoon, whom my guess is that they were with for a while, because to hit that hard, it was either really long or really short. Wow. I loved the way that was articulated throughout those three tracks. Alright, Chapter 3, Ballista. Dear Aria, I love myself. This is the one that I've been waiting for.
All tears disappear at once into disheveled shrouds of faded eyeshadow. Then slither down your cheeks and into your mouth. Fragrances of bitter salt permeate your labored breaths. You sense, distantly, the gentle embrace of your Pegasus companion.
What do I do, man? What do I do? I've been trying so hard to just get over Dub. What am I missing? I don't understand why this is so hard.
Love is a pain, an endeavor, temporary. But love is necessary and inevitable. The self is permutated by it. Thus, it is necessary to wield it shrewdly.
I just want to love. I don't know what this feeling is. Like, my heart aches. What do I do with it? I'm such a bitch.
Understand this, and this above all other things. Before you can truly love anyone else, before you can fall in love with the world itself, you must love yourself first.
How the fuck do I love myself if I'm so awful?
Your conscious experience is filtered through your brain, and your brain alone. To dare and ask these questions to yourself indicates a primal desire to be better and to heal. Submerged beneath cynicism and irony, your heart lusts for the ordinary and the sensory. The prickle of the grass beneath your hooves, a distant chatter on a safe day, stifling a giggle with a friend in delight of the absurd. The thrill of the trick shot, the thrill of the game. Everything that you experience is because you have chosen to get up again in service to that will. When you are all that you have, endeavor to be something that you love. Then, love yourself. Nothing else matters. There is absolutely no other way to live. And you must live.
Because it ends up hurting everyone around me when I'm so mean to myself. I don't need to be. And it's like I live in my own world. So I have to love myself because...
Nothing truly matters until you decide that it does. And baby, does it feel good to love yourself? You must only allow yourself that freedom.
Because my own mind creates the world. It's all about the game because I make the rules.
Yes. And it has always been this way.
And to love myself, I don't have to win. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to keep going. I have to make new rules. And I must keep changing.
That was so profound. God damn it, man. That was so profound. When you are all that you have, endeavor to be something that you love. Then love yourself. I've never thought about it that way before. As I said, I am someone who, for a time, quite literally lost everything. I was homeless. Sure, I had people to contact who I could contact, but I never did. Because I just felt like I had nothing. And I spent that time in such wallowing self-hatred. I spent that time drowning in it because I thought, I mean, for good reason that it was my fault, because part of it was I was a very damaged person and I just didn't get if people were trying to help me or if they were trying to damage me. I found that nature of people so conflicting. I never realized the difference. But yeah, that was beautiful. Whew. Okay. Next we've got Walking Beside a Dragonfly. Let's do it. Album change, by the way, or an art piece change. Oh, this is beautiful. This art is beautiful.
Be brave.
This one features Lunari Lotus, by the way. Lunari.
Slip back the
Wow. The technical soundscape is so active and alive. This is beautiful. Feels like nature in another world. It feels and sounds like nature in another world. Ooh, those harmonies. It's so beautiful. This is so gorgeous.
Holy waves of solstice to try the river's tears, knelt beneath the ripples, to eyes once sunk of fear. Am I all the distortion, or am I what I say? I'm just a scary girl you loved anyway. But more fool me.
Have a good time, man. Have some fun. Having fun is okay. Get some love in your life, whether that be another person or just loving yourself, man.
Yeah.
Love is good.
Taped to the wall. Now a stranger has on I scream at the painting. The house falls so silent. Neath shells meant for me to love all of me, to behold it.
to this track is gorgeous. This is so stunning. Crazy reference there, by the way. Wow. That was the best track on the album so far. That was so crazy. That was just phenomenal. Wow. That was such a profound track. easily the best in the album. That was just so sweet and wonderful. Very similar to how I felt about Rest Now, Little Wolf. Just very, very wonderful. There was such a euphoria there. And it's amazing that, especially the drop was amazing. Because it had the life from Cutie Marks, Sing a Song About Life, the wolf howl from Monarch, the creek flow ponders of Carousel, You Know How We Do It from Paradise Valley, and then The Music Never Stops from Girls Who Are Wizards. It was like each of the producer tags from each era album for Vylet's music. That was so profound. Easily the best the best track on the album. And it's the realization of I can be happy again. Alright, let's go into Jester.
Good job, Vid. Stand by for further orders.
Whoa. Yo, the album art.
It's time for your next adventure. I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. How exciting.
Okay.
It started as a joke, now it's everything. Center of attention, paying all of me. Pay no mind if this one's a silly dream. To think I could be taken seriously. But I stopped being homesick, and I made some real friends. Still I don't know who I'm supposed to be. How exciting to be me.
This isn't a narrative track.
Inherited the spotlight, playing the role too well, too long. Was the jester, always the fool? Thought they keep laughing at every song. Please look at me and don't smile. I know what I said for, but we're not getting younger. I'm 21 when I had my first
Hell yeah, dude. Shelley.
be to live a life of harmony and learn to love again. The music never stops now. The music never stops now. The music never stops now. The music never stops, never stops now. Party
Whoa, that goes right into the next one. And I just realized something. They're not empty friends anymore. That was not a narrative track. That track was about Vylet herself. That wasn't a narrative track. That was Vylet saying to herself, I'm done with the negatives. I'm done with the self-loathing. I've still got anxiety, I've still got trauma and self-hatred, but I'm not gonna wallow in it anymore. I'm not gonna be taken as a joke anymore. I'm serious about this now. Well done. Those last two tracks are the absolute highlight of the album for me. And reading these descriptions, that makes it even better because they were hidden from everybody, including Vylet's close friends. Okay, next we have Live, Laugh, Love 2.
Sound scared of the top. You hear any Robocop this son? Why are the kiddies in the town scared of the top 5 videos? Because this pony became the Grunky champion.
All flags secured. Maintain current posture.
Golden lights with the rain as I fell into the creek. Went into the water just to see if I sing. The riptide zeroed, all flesh of my bones. Caught the heavens, one strike brings me home. The angels declare, naked as a serpent, as she lights her flare. I traded my possessions for my diary. Now I'm sipping wine by the kitchen sink.
Forgot that Mo Snare was in this one.
report back at the law. Hands on sex, silly curtains with a set. Cause we're way past shame, how we're way past death. Cause the world sleeps in my house, in my house. Cause I love the ancient truth, ancient truth, ancient truth.
Ooh. Guitar bit. To a digital flower field. I think we're just gonna listen to these all the way through, and then I'll give my thoughts, because this is just cathartic to listen to.
To be drowning alive for yourself.
Okay.
Is to offer your heart to the earth. All God's creatures leaving prints of light. To behold your reflection is to hold all of life.
It sounds like a Toby Fox melody.
Vanilla Coke, I drink that. Vodka, I wear that. Dash Records, I listen to that.
Yes, everything can be right as rain when you listen to the Dragonfly.
Nice.
You don't have
Echo in response.
and even if you cry, there's still a heart inside.
Yeah.
And it might not get much easier.
Yet acceptance doesn't mean defeat.
Still I come out each time much stronger. Oh.
And that's how you play the game.
Wow.
'Cause the music never stops. It's what you say, but it's what you feel. Instead of under the white that you carry is a magic you have in a digital flower field.
Gentlemen, that was textbook.
3, 2, 1. Sing a song about life.
And even if your heart's in the right place, sometimes the answer is a greater change. Get comfy, but don't wait. Your target's in range.
Fuck it, let me hear solo.
Yeah! Just a guitar solo out of nowhere. Wow.
There's
Fucking Miku again, god damn it.
to where every dream resides.
Sparks reference. Damn, man.
It might not get much easier.
Wow.
Yet acceptance doesn't mean defeat.
Still I come out each time less stronger.
And that's how you play the game.
'Cause the music never stops. Little canary.
Wow.
Just watch your pain.
Dude.
What you feel. To love yourself. And the light that you carry. Let me hear ya. 'Cause the music never stops. Little canary.
I thought that was gonna go into the keychain. That would be crazy.
Digital flower field.
You feel your snout crease as your lips arch upwards, maintained by a subtle tension of facial muscles. A smile.
It all feels like it should have been so obvious to me. We're back together, but now it's like I've changed so much. Everything's changed so much. There's still things about myself I need to change, but just have to be gentle to myself.
To be gentle and to be kind. This is the way. Yet
That's a
the
reference
paths
to
we
Rest
seek
Now.
do not, in turn, seek us. Thus, nothing is obvious without having already walked these roads.
I love me. It's not easy, but I feel excited to continue to choose who I am. I wouldn't want to be anyone else.
No one is cool enough to be us anyway. Self-love is a war not won by trick shots, but by dancing on your own. All is beautiful in the game we create. All is fair in love and PonyStep.
Here we go. This is a 5-movement track, so 10 minutes, I believe.
This is the way.
This tune is brought to you by Darkest Percival 95.
The huntress watches.
In a past life, I still had red eyes, seeking a paradise that was never mine. In another life, I fell into the skies. Lifted egos tricked me into trying to fly. Did another life, beauty is full of strife. I forgot it first, so did I. Now a new life, who will I be this time? I taste the comet, strikes a smile.
Yo! That's Tracy Breaks, is it not? Gage, that's right. But Tracy uses that. Part 2, Nexus Forever.
PokemonFanClubs.webs.com forever. Shout out, dearie.
This is real West Coast Cody music.
such texture.
Take me back in time to the past as the clouds depart below me. A dewdrop kiss the grass in a time before memory, a time for the truth. Oh, forge the scattered petals and tear a scar in the roots.
A hidden Pokemon fan clubs got links got
I've been wasted so many opportunities to do cool stuff like that just because I was too scared.
Cynic Soul Kingdom Come. I love that one.
See me for myself, I still got so much to do. Demons roam the heavens, it was never our last to do. All is fear when you love life again. All is fear when you hold it in your hands.
And now for something completely gay, Luigi.
That was amazing. Completely gay Luigi.
This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
We shall not falter in the face of We shall not falter in the face of fear.
Videos on the floor, videos at your door, videos got your hands up with a Glock, holding up the corner store. They see me with a Vitz, greatest hits, put a hit on your shit. Throw a fit, your name's at the top of the list, bitch. Topping off at number 5, better get your ass aside if you wanna stay alive. Like, comment, share, don't forget to hit subscribe. Make sure to get notified to see these coins arrive. I'm making a list, I'm making a list. Gotta check it twice, is there something that I missed? We gotta get down to the bottom of this, giving you the best, with a flick of Tick, tock, your time is on the clock. Double digits, baby, that's the algorithm stocks. Yeah, baby. SYP in the streets, crude oil in the seas, crude oil in my stomach, crude oil in my knees. I pull up to the Tesco, tell him, baby, he's a pesto, cause I'm drowning in that green, make it grow like baby presto.
That's crazy.
Tell me about this dude with the shaved on the left side.
It's a haircut, and like I decided to do it one day because I was bored, okay?
Isn't PonyStep cutie marks too?
We're at the end of the line, and bottles and blue. Hit that ass down low, when the beat goes through. Your face is that bitch, come on, come alive. Let's hear the front bass one more time, one more time. Get up, get down, rinse that sound. My DJ gonna break it down. Get up, get down, rinse that sound. My DJ gonna break it down. Get up, get down, rinse that sound. My DJ gonna break it down. Get up, get down, rinse that sound.
Shut the bass.
That goes into Ghostie dub. Titled Here to Light This Up. It's the final track.
Does it piss you off when I sound like this?
That was it. Wow. What can I say, man? What do I say? That was incredible. The entire back half was just so profound from start to finish. That was the best run of tracks I've probably ever heard in an album. Ever. That was just so good. From slow dance to Ghostie dub. That was so ridiculous. That was so ridiculously good. The whole album, from start to finish, an absolute banger. I don't know what to say right now. That was incredible. Like, in terms of just a musical experience, that... I don't want to say it's better than Monarch, but thematically it's so much stronger. In terms of concept, Monarch is stronger. I will say that. But in terms of just thematic and contextual growth, this album is a monumental step and easily probably one of the best albums that I've ever heard. Genuinely. That was amazing. An hour-and-a-half album that felt like it should have been so much longer. Or that it could have been, and I wanted it to be. I've never wanted to stay for an album longer than I did with that. That was so ridiculously good. Okay. I've been Winter, and we've reacted to Love and PonyStep from Vylet Pony. I will be checking out subsequent releases from Vylet because I want to keep supporting and I want to grow my community as much as I can, and it seems that people liked the Monarch reaction, so yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna react to the rest of the things on the album list and then continue with our regularly scheduled programs of reactions. But I just, wow, that was phenomenal. I don't know how else to say it. That was easily one of the best albums I've literally ever heard in my entire life. Peace, everybody. In due time.